Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, our today's topic is desertification. And this topic is meant for 12th level students. This topic is also very important from the examination point of view. Today, I have split this topic into 4 questions with answers. In our today's topic, we will study the meaning or definition of desertification, then the causes of desertification, then the effects of desertification, then the preventions of desertification. Okay, how can desertification be prevented? I have chosen very simple words for making the notes so that you can grasp easily, you can understand easily. So, coming to the first question, that means the meaning of the word desertification. So here I have made this question: what is desertification? This can come in examination, or it can come in another pattern. For example, what do you mean by the word desertification, or define desertification? Okay, so desertification is a type of, this is the answer. Desertification is a type of land degradation in which a relatively dry land region becomes increasingly arid, typically losing its bodies of water as well as vegetation and wildlife. It is caused by a variety of factors such as climate change and human activities. Desertification is a significant global ecological and environmental problem. Okay, this is the question number 1. So it's finished. I have made these notes from the examination pattern. Question number 2 is here: what are the causes of desertification? So there are many causes of desertification, and some of the important causes here are overgrazing. If there are too many animals that are overgrazing in certain spots, it makes it difficult for the plants to grow back, which hurts the biome and makes it lose its former green glory. The second one is deforestation. Without the plants, especially the trees around, the rest of the biome cannot thrive. Then farming practices. By stripping the soil of its nutrients, desertification becomes more and more of a reality for the area that is being used for farming. I hope you are understanding the meaning of these words. They are not so tougher. They are not tough. I have not chosen tough words here. Very simple words so that you can understand. I hope you are understanding. You have the ability to understand the meaning of these words, for example, farming, stripping, similarly reality, nutrients. You may be knowing this already in 11th, 10th class and 9th class. So I need not to repeat the meanings of these words again. Anyway, urbanization and other types of land development. As areas become more urbanized, there are less places for plants to grow, thus causing desertification. Then another factor is that is climate change. That is climate change. Climate change plays a huge role in desertification. As the days get warmer and periods of drought become more frequent, desertification becomes more and more imminent. Stripping the land of resources. If an area of land has natural resources like natural gas, oil, or minerals, people will come in and mine it or take it out. This usually strips the soil of nutrients, which in turn kills the plant life. Natural disasters. Another factor. There are some cases where the land gets damaged because of natural disasters. including drought. In those cases, there isn't a lot that people can do except to work to help and help rehabilitate the land after it has already been damaged by nature. Then the third question which I have made is here: what are the effects of desertification? You can this question can come in another way. For example, what are the consequences of desertification? What are the results of desertification? Okay, what can happen if desertification occurs? Okay, so the answer will be, following are some of the effects of desertification. Number one, farming becomes next to impossible. If an area becomes a desert, you know what is desert, okay? I hope you know what is desert. Then it's almost impossible. Here is it is, okay? It's not it is. It is, okay? If an area becomes a desert, then it is almost impossible to grow substantial crops there without special technologies. Hunger. Without farms in these areas, the food that those farms produce will become much scarce, and the people who live in those local areas will be a lot more likely to try and deal with hunger problems. Animals will also go hungry, which will cause even more of a food shortage. So I hope that you understand the meaning of the word hunger. Flooding. The word derived from the word flood. Flooding. Without the plant life in an area, flooding is a lot more imminent. Then poor water quality. If an area becomes a desert, the water quality is going to become a lot worse than it would have been otherwise. This is because the plant life plays a significant role in keeping the water clean and clear. Without its presence, it becomes a lot more difficult for you to be able to do that. Okay, then overpopulation. When areas start to become desert, animals and plants go to other areas. Animals and people go to other areas where they can actually thrive. This causes crowding and overpopulation, which will in the long run end up continuing the cycle of desertification that started this whole thing anyway. Poverty. Without food and water, it becomes harder for people to thrive, and they take a lot of time to try and get the things that they need. Then our fourth question is, what measures should be taken to prevent desertification? Following are some of the measures to prevent desertification. Okay. This question can come in another way. For example, how can desertification be controlled? Okay. Following are some of the measures to prevent desertification. Policy change related to how people can farm. Policy change related to how often people can farm and how much they can farm on certain areas could be put into place to help reduce the problems that are often associated with farming and desertification. So the next one is education. It's more important. Education is an incredibly important tool that needs to be utilized in order to help people to understand the best ways, that is sustainable practices, to use the land that they are farming on. Then the technology advances. Advancement could help us find more ways to prevent the issue from becoming epidemic. Then we have putting together rehabilitation efforts. There are some ways that we can go back and rehabilitate the land that we have already pushed into desertification. Then sustainable practices prevent desertification from happen. There are plenty of sustainable practices that can be applied to those acts that may be causing desertification. So hence we have completed the topic of desertification, and the most important questions which are associated with the topic desertification according to your syllabus prescribed by Jammu and Kashmir Board of School Education, Srinagar. So this is for today. Hope you are utilizing your precious time in useful activities and not wasting your precious time. Okay, this is for today. Fi Amanillah.